Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. I'm back today. We're going to be working on the blue plaid junk journal. We made our cover in the last video, and I remember I told you there's a pocket that goes on the front. This will be the pocket. So it'll be glued down on 3 sides, and this little card will be glued down here. So you can use the pocket, put something small in there. Now the stitching on this pocket I did with a white jelly roll pen. It wasn't done on my computer. All this stitching was done on my computer. So we're going to put this on today, and I've changed the paper that I want to use in the inside. Originally I was going to use the same thing as on the front, but I found this denim paper on my computer, and I think I'd rather put that in there. So I printed out the 2 pieces that we need. I'm going to glue one on this side and the other one on the other side, and then we'll put a different pattern down the center to cover up the binding a little bit. I'm going to get my trimmer and cut this. And after we do the inside of the cover, I'm going to show you the papers, the pages that I picked for this journal. I think there's going to be 12 pages in this. I'm going to cut this on the edge of my pattern and check it if it fits. It should fit. I measured it out. I'm just going to cut that off. And the bottom. This paper I printed on my computer. And the computer I'm using, it's an HP Smart Tank 7001 with a scanner bed on the top. And it takes the ink bottles. You refill the tanks with bottles. Now I started using it on December 1st. And as you've seen in all my videos, all the paper that I've used, or just about all of it, other than like book pages and things, I printed on this printer. And the tanks are just about not even halfway emptied by now. Normally with my other HP printer with cartridges, they have been refilled many times by now. And the replacement bottles for this printer are rather inexpensive. I think I saw them on Amazon. All 4 bottles, all 4 inks. I believe it was $27. I'll check it. But I'll put a link to the actual printer on Amazon below, and you can go check it out yourself. It's much cheaper than any other of the tank printers that I've seen, Epson, or not to name names, but this one, it normally was $3.99, and then it went down to $2.99, and that's when I bought it. Right now it is at $3.99, which is a bargain at that price even, because the amount of ink that I've used, I mean, I have printed plenty of stuff. Christmas cards and party invitations and books and junk journals and mini albums. I have used a lot of ink, and I'm still only halfway through my tank. All 4 of them. That is, the black has more in it than the color. So it's very economical, I think, if you're going to be printing paper. So check it out. I'll put the link below, like I said. And the paper that I use a variety of papers. Most of my cardstock is, I believe it's Nina. I buy the 11 by 17 inch sheets. You get $2.50 in a pack. So when you cut them in half, you've got 500 8.5 by 11-inch sheets. And the price is not bad. It's still higher than it used to be, but it's come down a little bit. I find it's 110 pounds. It's rather thick for any of the projects I've been doing. And it's cheaper than most others that I've seen. So if you use 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock, I'll put a link below. You can check that out. Okay, let me get back to what I was doing. Sorry, I got sidetracked here. So here are my two pieces. Let me move this to the side. The pocket, we'll do the pocket after these pages. Here's our cover we made. As you can see, it's rather pliable. It's not cardstock or chipboard. And as you make your journal, this molds, not molds, but conforms to your pages. It's not a very stiff cover that's just going to sit there. It does bend. And I'm not sure what sort of closure we're going to put on this. Probably not ribbon. I'm not sure yet, but we'll do that later. Okay, let me get these papers on here. Now these are printed on copy paper, so I'm going to use my glue stick on these. I don't want to saturate them. So I'm just going to put glue on the paper, all on the edges. Whoops. Get your edges good. That should do it. Okay, now I'm going to line it up with my cover. I should have about 1/4 of an inch all around, I would think. That was the side that I cut it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I get those even. I want to press it down good. Spread around the glue stick. Get the corners. Oops. Okay, that's a good fit. We have a border around all the way around here. Now I'm going to put this on this side. It's not directional paper, so it doesn't matter. Well, actually it matters. The stitching on this side didn't quite print out. But this is going to be covered by another sheet of paper. Okay, let's put the glue on here. I'm hoping I'm in camera. I keep trying my mat in all different areas, but I haven't found the one that's right yet. I think you can see most of what I'm doing, except the bottom, probably. Let me see if I can straighten that out. Up. That's a little better. You can see more. Okay, I'm making my glue on. I hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. I did. My kids all came over, my grandkids. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed your day too. Okay, let's press that down. Now, I know I printed the piece through the middle. I'm not sure where I put it. I see that piece of paper just came loose. I'm going to fix that right away before I forget. We don't want anything loose. And this corner's a little loose. Okay, everything's down good. So that looks good. So that's our cover. Outside, inside. Okay, now I'm going to put this pocket on. The way I've cut it, don't mind me, I don't waste cardstock, so I messed up one side, I use the other side. I left a 1/2 inch border all around. And when I folded them in, because these corners are not rounded, they're angled, I just made sure everything was down flat when I folded it all over. The top also gets folded over, so you have a nice strong edge there. I'm going to put glue on that, make it even stronger. Go over. Give the glue a minute to stick. Once it catches, then you can let it go. Okay, now I'm going to use glue on this also. This is cardstock. This is copy paper. Okay, I'm going to put glue on all these sides. This half-inch fold over that I have on here. Around this side, not across the top. We want it open. There's a pocket. Put some glue under these little holes that I have here so I can flatten them out. Press them down. Give them a second for the glue to hold. We want them flattened out so they don't bulge. We'll have a hard time getting a pocket on. Okay, now I'm just going to put this on here centered. I think I'll put it down here. I have lines on this paper so I can line it up with the lines on my paper. Get it pretty centered. And press down on all three sides on those angled corners. Give it glue a chance. Has to grab. Especially these corners. You don't want them pulling up. Okay, it feels like they're holding. So now you have a pocket that you can use. Put a small book in there, card, a note, whatever you want to put in there. If you're giving this as a gift to someone, you could put a little card, gift card. Okay. Now I also want to put this on here. I'm going to glue it actually onto here, not onto the pocket. It's not going to be glued to the pocket at all. It'll be glued onto here. So it will look like it's coming out of the pocket. So let's put glue all on this, the whole thing. All around. All four sides and the center. You want this to stay permanently on the book. Okay, I'm just going to angle it a little bit. Slip it in part way, pressing it down onto the book, not the pocket. I'm going to fix the glue on this pocket corner here. It's not holding. Okay, that should hold it. And that's it. That's the front of our cover. Now we have a pocket. This is not holding down. I need to get some stronger glue for this. I mean, I've done this before. I don't think I let it dry long enough. We'll just hold it for a second. These edges are all down. You want to make sure everything's glued down so nothing comes out the bottom of your pocket. Okay, I think that's gluing now. I'm not going to fiddle with it. Let it dry. So that's the front cover. There are two inner covers. And let me see if I have the paper that I printed for the center. Oh, yes, here it is. This piece. I want to clip this. These are all the papers I picked out to pick from for the signature, the pages. This will be, I'm going to use this piece on the center, and these will be extra journaling pages that we fold up and put in the pocket on the inside. And these are all our pages we'll pick from. I'm just going to cut out one of these, and we're going to cover this up like this. The stitching will be showing. Computer stitching, not hand stitching. So I'm going to line this up here. One thing about this cutter, it has this little metal wire that you can line up exactly where you want to cut until you get stuck. There we go. So you see, it cut right on the edge. There's no white. There's a little wire in there. I'll see if I can show you when I make the next cut. I'll put it down here a little more. Now can you see on there? I'll put it to the white part. You can see the wire in there. Now as I move it up, the wire lines up with the very edge of my pattern. Line it up, and then you cut. And you're not left with any white border. It cuts exactly where that wire goes. A little bit on this side. I'm going to put this right up to my stitching, the wire. Press down on this little bar, hold it in place, and you cut. And there's the stitching. No outer white border. I've cut it off. One more. Line up my wire. And find where the top is first. Okay. Right there. And there we have it. Okay, that's our piece. So we're going to glue that in, and then we're finished with the cover. I think this may be too long. No, it isn't. That's right, I measured before I made it on the computer. So that will go right in there, centered, top to bottom and side to side. And I'm going to put that in with glue stick. It is copy paper. Don't want to saturate it. And this glue stick seems to be holding fine. It's a Scotch glue stick. I should have put a paper under here, but I'm being careful. I am getting a little on my cover, but that's okay. Go in the center. Okay. Now I'm lining it up at the bottom, trying for 1/4 of an inch as I had before, and lining up this way. So top to bottom and side to side. This is really not straight. Good. Press it down. Good. Press with your bone folder or whatever you're using. Old credit card, old store card. The edge of a ruler will work. I'm going to press this into the spine so it's glued in there. Alright, so the inside of our book is covered. There's our spine. Let's only a 1/4 inch spine. It's a small one. There's our pocket. Now it's sticking well. And there's our inside. I haven't decided. I may put pockets on both of these covers on the inside. But this is where we'll be sewing our signature into once we put it all together. So I'm going to gather all the papers together and then we'll sew it in on the next video. In the meantime, I have gone through my box. I have one box that I keep. It's not a box. It's a bin with 4 separators, 3 separators. So it has 4 spaces. So I do save some envelopes, some book pages in there, some coffee dyed paper, and I also save these. They come in the mail. I mean, these companies are wasting a lot of money on all of this advertising, on all of this heavy cardstock. So I'm going to use that for I'm going to make tags and journal cards. Most of them are very thick. This one's a little bit thin, but it'll work. We'll make a journal card out of it. So it's quite a bit of cardstock there. This one even came all folded like this. So this would be perfect for making a small junk journal. It has a spine already. It's stiff, very strong. So that would work. You could use that as a small journal. Some of these I cut already. These are in the shape of tags. So you put your journal paper on the back that you're going to use for journaling. And then you decorate the front, cover up the print. Now when I cut these, I cut one corner, then I turned it over, lined it up, and I cut that same corner on another one, and then I just turned them over and cut the other corner, so they're all even. And this one I decorated. See how my corners are all the same. This one I put a piece of coffee dyed paper that I was testing out a stamp on. And on the front I put, this is actually a napkin, an ordinary grocery store type napkin, nothing fancy, but it had embossing on it. And you can see through it a little bit, but you can't see what it says, except for these words, which are fine. We've been doing a lot of, and I added a piece of paper on here and a little bit of a doily, some tissue paper, and a label that says memories. So this is made out of this type cardstock. So I have a few more of these to make. This one I haven't cut yet. So I'll have 3. I had 4 out of one of those cards. It was probably a little bit smaller than this one. So you can save on cardstock by saving those pieces. Now I don't save a lot. When that bin gets full, I empty it out. That's why I'm pulling out this cardstock to use. I'm not keeping any more than I can fit in a small bin. Okay, so I'm going to put those aside. Just wanted to show you that. So now we're going to pick out our papers. I can use this. Get my trimmer out of the way. This is my trash pile. Here are my papers. I have a few prints in here, not too many, but a few. I'm going to use this one as a page. This one also. You may recognize this one from the blue journal. This was an extra sheet I had from that one. And there's one more. Oh yes, there's another denim. And I got from a site called Creative Fabrica, where you can download free bundles very few single images, mostly collections. But this was Denim Gnomes, a very cute collection. I'm going to use that as one of the pages. I'm going to start folding these. An 8.5 by 11 inch paper that's printed fits perfectly in this book that we're making, which is 6 by 9. I'm just going to fold these over. This will be one page. This was, you've seen this paper before in our, what was it called, neutral journal. I used a lot of this. So that'll be one. They're going to go one inside the other. We'll just keep folding them up. This is one sheet. This one has just white printed paper on the back. Good for journaling or decorating if you wish. So I think I'll put that one in second. This was, I don't remember what I had printed this for a long time ago. Sort of looks like some sort of a leather alligator kind of print with graph paper and a blue, looks like a dyed paper around the edges. I'm going to fold a few more and then we'll put them in. Here's another piece of denim paper. This one has like a sewing needle and some thread on it. On the back of that same, oops, I have to go this way, that same lined paper. Fold that over evenly. That will go in. This one is a piece of cardstock. I've never put cardstock in a signature before, but I want to try it. This was just a print I took that I smeared and moved all around the ink on my computer in my program. Not like I was moving ink. We can put it this way, actually. Alright, we'll fold this one this way. This is cardstock. Get it even. Give it a good press. That will be a page. Now I have some my quick coffee dyed paper that I do very quickly. I showed you how I did this. I think I showed you in one of my videos before. One of the junk journal videos. If not, I'll repeat it. That's one. Just folding them all over evenly. Nothing needs to be trimmed, which is good about this size journal. The paper fits in there perfectly. I'm trying to cut all the pages off evenly with a craft knife. Okay, let's see what else I have. We don't just want coffee dyed paper. I have some book pages. And this one I put it's a blue wooden background that I made very transparent, and I printed line paper on top of it. So we'll use that one. This has plain paper on the back. Or not plain, it is lined. Also printed on my computer. This one has word remember on it, and the corner says VU. So we'll definitely use that one. Graph paper on the other side with that blue background. Alright, let's count these up. We want about 15 pages, I said. Well, maybe we'll do less. No, 15 will fit in this book. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 pages so far. Oh, here's some more. 9, 10, 11. We have 11 pages, so we only need one more, really. Alright, we have a blue denim, a graph paper, this swirled blue. So let's put one of those coffee dyed papers in here. That can go next. And then we'll put this lined paper next. And then we'll put this denim piece next. And another coffee dyed paper. And this lined paper with these words on it. Graph paper on the opposite side. Then we have this piece. Unless we fold this the other way and use this brown as our center fold, where I like to make a layout on both pages. Try to make them match up. So we can put this here. We have no color. I think I said we need one more page, right? These are all lined pages. This is a dictionary page, partially lined on the back. That won't work. We can use that for tags. Some more coffee dyed paper. And this is graph paper. Some lined paper. I think that's all I have left. We'll put another one of these wood grain on here. That'll make 12 pages. We don't need these. I'll save these for another journal. Fold this over. And I'll fold it this way this time. This doesn't have a top or a bottom, it's all even. There's no header on the top. That's our center, so we'll put it here. Alright, let's get them all together. Let's see how this works out with that graph paper in there. I mean, the cardstock in there. You want to try and get them all as even as possible. Giving them a good press. Getting all the folds good and flat. Okay, and the more we press on it, the flatter it gets. They're sticking out a very little bit, but that's okay. Because when we decorate, they all tend to bulge upward anyway. Now it fits perfectly in our cover. As you can see, we have room on the top, the bottom, and the side here. So it's inside the cover, which is what we want. Giving it a little more pressing. And that will be our signature. 12 pages, 12 sheets times 4 pages each. That'll give me 48 pages, which is very good. And once we decorate them, it will look more like a junk journal. Right now it's a little flat, but we will decorate them all. Okay, I have coffee dyed paper left over for another one. These we're going to use as little journal strips. So we'll fold up and put in the pockets. And that'll be it. We'll have our tags. I'm going to make, this will not go with this, but we'll find some other paper. I also have, this was a free download. I'm not sure who it was from. I believe it was from Scrapbooking with Me on YouTube. She has Friday freebies when you subscribe to her channel. So these were tags. I've also gotten labels, some postcards. She has many different things she gives away on Fridays. So keep an eye out for those. You can use them. These are nice tall tags. These are almost 8.5, probably 8 inches tall. Maybe 4 inches wide. So that's a nice large tag. So we'll use those and we'll put our journal together. Okay, I hope you like this video. I hope you come back to the next part. So hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm putting up the next video. We'll sew in our signature into our book, and after that we can start decorating pockets, tags, all different things, tucks and side tucks. Okay, so I'll be back. Thank you for coming. See you soon. Bye.